Hey, what's up, y'all? We want to welcome y'all to the Black G's and Not Show. But before we get started, we want to take some time out to show some recognition to one of our sponsors. I'm gonna drop the link below where y'all can purchase, and we appreciate our support. And today's episode, um, we're gonna go a little bit into um, as a parent, what are some things that some of your biggest concerns that you're looking for when it comes to parenting and helping your kids, um, reach their goals. Like what are some of the like more specific things you look for that you keep your eye on? Like what's your radar on?
First, as a parent, you need to look within yourself to learn how to understand your children. It's important that you realize all the things. It's okay to realize all the negative things that you did as a child, because 9 times out of 10, your children are going to do the same thing. So, in order to raise your children to be better than you need to focus on them, pay attention to them. Some kids, you may realize, when you was a child, you never liked to tell the truth. And as an adult, you still fight with that. But if you want your child to be better than you and to overcome the things that you couldn't overcome or still trying to overcome, then you need to be able to understand that if your child is still fighting with something like that at a young age, you can nip it in the bud and fix it. It's a lot of different things that you got to pay attention with your children, just like with your little girls. You pay attention to, well, first as a mom, you have to be an example to your little girls. It's like if I'm a mom and I dress a certain kind of way, how can I expect my daughter not to do the same thing? But I could be that same parent saying, oh, so and so, don't be going out trying to be talking to boys and this and the third. But if I don't tell my child the seed of the situation, then how is she going to be able to avoid going out as a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, getting involved with little boys? Because she's going to be doing what she wants. She's going to be doing what I do. So as a mother, you have to pay attention to things like that. You're trying to raise a queen. Just like with a little boy. It's just like if you have a little boy and you see your little son, and you may be a single mom. You may not have a husband, or the dad may not be around, or you guys may not be together. If you have a son and you see him, playing around with dolls and things like that, you need to just redirect them. You just need to explain to him, you're a little boy. This is, you just don't play with dolls. Like, it's things as parents that we look for in our children to make sure they don't go astray. We trying to raise our children the best way that we can for God so that they can live in God's image. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you gotta. The thing about it is you can't be a hypocrite to your kids. The things that you're preaching to them, you gotta be able to be walking the same thing, because a child gonna look at you like, well, I gotta listen to you if you doing something totally different than what you telling me to do. And as a child, you knew what you fought growing up. The demons that may have control over you, like you might like to manipulate, you might like to steal, you might like to lie, you may like to start confusion. Whatever you fought, just know it's coming back towards the kids too. The demons don't stop. You don't, just because you done went through it, that don't mean your kids ain't got to go through it. That's what you should be looking for in your kids, because you already got the map for them, because you done experienced it. Right. You older. So that's what God give you kids for, to get a second chance at life, to be a better you. But you can't be focused on your life and not concerned about your kids' life. Right. You got to be able, because kids special, man. As a parent, we worry about our kids, because we understand like how wicked this world is, and how it go, and we be afraid like to never leave our kids alone, and we want to always be here. But you got to understand, your mama felt the same way about you, your daddy felt the same way about you, and look at you. because God put something inside of those your lineage after you, because He understands how the world gonna go. So your kids, that's why they want our kids dumbed down, because these see the kids with what's going on, they powerful, and the devil don't want these kids to understand who they is, so they won't never be able to tap into what God want them to go, or whatever God trying to get them. You gotta, like, I had to emerge with my kids. I was always at a point in life where I just, I want to provide. I want to give them everything I never had. So God was just showing me one day, utilize your kids. That's what you got those kids for. You'll be trying to find a way to make millions to give to your kids, and don't even understand your kids is to make the millions for you. That's a gift, with birthing their gifts and doing right by them and living right. You able to reap those benefits from your kids, because you putting the effort and the time and the energy and the love into what you created. Your kids are your biggest blessings.
Yep.
If you don't know how to treat your kids, I can't trust you. And it all starts somewhere. We ain't here to judge. Even if you got problems with your kids, or relationships ain't what it is, man. We praying for people to get their relationships and they bond with their kids, and understand the devil want our kids.
Yep.
The devil ain't gonna be satisfied. It gonna always want to have a wedge between you and your kids, because the devil understand the greatness.
I know, like a few things that I see in my kids, is stubbornness. Like, I wish, like, when I was a child, I wish my parents and the people that raised me would have been able to understand what demons are, because demons don't just come at you when you're an adult. They start on you when you come out the womb.
Got to.
Yep. So, like, things that I did as a child, it was like, God got me so in tune to where anything that my children do, it clicks in my head, and I remember, like, I used to do that. Like, let me do what I need to do and take the necessary steps to help my child beat these demons, because a child don't know how to beat a demon. A child is like new in this world. A child don't even understand right from wrong. That's what a demon is. A demon is wrong, and right is God.
And they don't know what a demon will take you.
Right.
Because they ain't been here long enough to know where it go. They just, in their mind, they think like it's going to go their way.
Right.
They don't understand it take you down this road and it turn out that way. They ain't live long enough.
Right.
You can go ahead.
Right. And like, a lot of things, like, that's going on in this world, like, we have to understand, like, it come from a child. Like, it come from a child not being raised the way they need to be raised. Like, everything is killing going on, raping, murdering, all types of stuff, because as a child, these demons weren't for it. Like, I know as a child, I used to be stubborn. I used to be manipulative. Anything, like, I can argue down an adult at the age of 2 and work my way out of something. That is bad. Like, you don't understand how serious. About that. Yeah, like, my parents used to laugh about it. My dad still tell me about that story. Like, oh, you was 2 years old and you was winning the argument. That you should have whooped my behind, because guess what I was doing? I was doing something that, as a grown woman, that I do, that could get me in a lot of trouble. It could get me killed, get me put in jail, any type of thing. You can't be out here manipulating. You can't be out here being stubborn, thinking, oh, it's my way or no way. Like, in relationships, you could be, it's like, if you have a child that's stubborn, say I have a daughter that's stubborn, one day she gets married, and her marriage is, shoot, it's either my way or no way. I ain't budging. I'm not changing for nobody. That's wrong. I could have, as a parent, I could have fixed that at a young age of my child. That's what we need to do. We need to do that more. We need to help our children fight these demons, so that we could raise kings and queens that's living in God's image.
Yeah, you gotta correct the kids. Don't be a person that rather the relationship to be with no bad feelings involved versus correcting them. Because man, the thing about it is, man, when you trying to save your kids' feelings, man, you'll destroy them. You know, you ain't here to save their feelings. You here to correct them, lead them, show them the way. You know, teach them from your mistakes.
Right.
You know, you can't be a child. You can't be more of a child friend than a parent.
Nope.
You know, both of them work in hand. You they friend and they parent. But don't never let the friendliness outweigh the parenting.
Yeah.
You know, because you're gonna lose your child, man. Hey, everybody don't love your child like you love your child. And that's what you gotta understand. You getting them ready for the real world. You know, it's a beast out here, man.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you know, correct their problems and teach them about consequences and the demons that they fight, when they get out here in the real world, they out here with some animals that don't care about them, and they got a place and a situation that's already set up for them because they understand it from the lack of knowledge, the lack of self-control and all that. It's a place for you.
Yeah.
You know, so you know your kid ain't gonna be perfect. You know, cause we ain't perfect. The parents ain't perfect. None of us is perfect. But you know, you got a better chance at them following God with you putting the word in them and knowing that like this ain't about being bad. This about being able to tell the demon no when God telling me to do this.
Yep.
You know, you gotta go a little deeper with them. Like don't just holler at them, tell them, hey, you bad, stop that. No, you let them know, hey, I know what you're fighting. That demon that's telling you to do this, and it's something telling you not to do it, and you know that's the right thing. Every time you ignore that right thing, you choosing that demon over God. And you let your kids know about God because that's what they done took away. These kids don't have nothing to fight. They don't really understand God, know what's going on with God or nothing. They don't understand the spiritual. Like they taking away, you know what, the devil taking away the kids' spirituality with God. You know, like these kids don't know nothing about fighting the demons and man, that's what we gotta reverse, man. We gotta teach our kids, man. Hey, look, hey, you don't have control over that feeling that came against you that made you want to do that. You got control over how you react to it. And you know, we can't let our kids get to a stage in life where they don't open up to nobody.
Yeah.
You know, they put you in a place where you feel you always trying to figure out everything alone on your own.
Yeah.
And it trick you. That's the devil working on you because you gonna be doing everything you think you should do. And don't understand it's a simpler route. It's an understanding out here for you to help you with that. But you first gotta understand your demons you fight.
Yeah.
And is anything else you want to say before we close out the show?
Yeah. Don't be afraid to talk to your kids about the demons that you fought as a child.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to talk to them about the demons you may still be fighting, because that'll give them an understanding, and it'll also make them more comfortable with talking to you about the demons that they're fighting. Because when you fighting demons, it make you want to be in a dark place. It make you feel like you the ugliest person. It make you feel like you so nasty and down low that you don't even want to speak about it. But God is the light, and that's the only way you can fix something is by being able to share it with somebody, being able to talk about it, not feeling yucky about it, and fixing it.
Yeah, because everybody feel alone in their darkness.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you don't want to feel like, man, look, hey, God, you don't have control over what feelings come against you. You don't get that choice.
Nope.
You know, not even a grown person, you get that choice of what feeling you want to come against you. Whatever feeling thrown your way at any given moment, you got to deal with it.
Yeah.
So, you know, you got to let them know that's normal. You know, what you thinking, you might be embarrassed or like I one of my friends was talking about some things he was going through with his child, and he was telling me about like, man, I fought through the same thing. You know, like I had a problem where I manipulated my mom into doing everything that I wanted to do to bring a wedge in between her and her man. He was telling me that, his child was doing the same thing, but his child really had a good stepdaddy. And I was telling him, like, man, you gotta, don't let your child just go to straight like that. Get in the dirt with him.
Right.
Because there's some, manipulation, something that he fight. Let him know, like, your dad is the biggest manipulator.
Right.
Because when they feel like they the only one got the mud on them, they tend to run from everybody else and they try to deal with it themselves.
Yep.
So you got something else you wanna say?
Just stay prayed up and keep your eye on your children. Do God's work. That's us as parents. That's a blessing and a lesson at the same time. And if you want to pass that test, you do your job as a parent and raise them children up in God's image. You feel me? You get the big win for that, because that's something that God really wants us to do, is save his children.
Them kids special, man.
Yeah.
They tomorrow. They the future.
Yep.
You gotta groom them up, man. Them kids, they special, man.
Yep.
They special.
Yep.
And we gonna wrap up today's show, man. We appreciate y'all from tuning in, man. Make sure y'all like and subscribe and comment some things y'all may want us to talk about. We love y'all and have a blessed day.
All right, y'all. Peace.